Hey, welcome back to a brand new episode of 101 Second Reviews. Today you're going to talk about this Black Christmas, Blumhouse entry into the Black Christmas franchise, but this is not connected to any of the other movies, and it's different in the sense that this time you have a sorority house, nothing new about that, but one of them has been raped over time by someone from a fraternity, and then they all decide that they need to take revenge on this, but of course that leads to something else, something far more shocking, but then it isn't really. Okay, right, back in a second. Okay, right, Black Christmas. Now, for me, this was a no-brainer. You know, I have to say, I'll be honest, I thought this was absolutely a nailed-on success. Well, maybe not critically, but a nailed-on financial success in that you have Blumhouse taking a classic Christmas movie, one of the few classic Christmas horror movies, redoing it, respinning it or whatever, putting it out 2 weeks before Christmas when there are no other horror movies to compete against. Yes, it has to compete against all the other big commercial films, but if you want to see something a bit different, this is your only option. And I thought, how could this fail? The budget was a measly, I think, few $1,000,000, and yet they really have. And this is the thing about Blumhouse that is fantastic, is you don't know what you're going to get from, you know, big commercial hits that are not very good to, you know, commercial hits that are like, you know, lauded, to the absolute dregs of horror. And that's sadly what we have here. I like the idea personally that they're taking the kind of notion of the hunting ground and so forth and putting that into a horror movie, so making it a modern take on what was a stalk and slash movie from the 70s. That idea is actually good. So taking this idea of you know, rape on campuses in America, not just in America but also in the UK, and putting that into a horror movie, giving it a kind of current voice to it, that's all fine. But then halfway into the movie or whatever it is, where nothing has happened anyway, plus they have Ghostface running around in it for some reason, I have no idea why they decided to have the murderer look like that, probably just laziness. But then it just turns into the classic Blumhouse demonist shit that you see from the worst, absolute worst of their output, with the kind of like the founder and the kind of the black thing and the alpha male. It's just absolutely appalling. It just reeks of panic, no self-confidence. It's a terrible movie. It's awful. Okay, thanks for watching as always. I'll be back again soon.